I was 15, babysitting my neighbor's newborn while the parents went to a dinner party. I am Asian with shoulder-length black hair, and I had been excited to earn some money during my school holidays. The house was quiet, too quiet, except for the occasional car that went past in the street. It was a very quiet neighborhood. I set down my backpack and placed the baby monitor on the counter. I made myself a cup of tea. The nursery was at the end of the hallway, and every few minutes I found myself glancing at the crib. The baby slept peacefully. At least he seemed to. I tried to tell myself it was fine. Just a normal Friday night. The shadows in the hallway stretching along the walls. They didn't feel normal, but I shrugged it off. I checked the monitor one last time before sitting down. The house was still. The quiet was almost comforting. Then my phone rang, an unknown number. I answered, trying to keep my voice calm. "Don't turn around," a woman whispered. "She's behind you. She's waiting for you." My heart stopped. Who is this?" I stammered. "No time." "Don't let her touch him." And then click. The line went dead. I laughed nervously. Just some kind of prank, I told myself. But the air in the room had changed. It was colder now. Not air conditioning cold, something deeper. Something that made my skin crawl. Shadows seemed to stretch longer, closer, reaching toward me. I tried to calm myself and walk toward the nursery. That's when I felt it, wet hair brushing against my arm. I was completely frozen. There she was, just standing in the corner. Pale skin, long black hair hanging like wet curtains, and a white dress dripping with water, barefoot. I couldn't move. I was too afraid to. Her face was hidden by her hair, but I knew she was watching me, watching the baby. I couldn't breathe. My stomach turned cold and my heart was racing. She slowly started moving closer. It looked like she was just gliding across the floor, like a shadow in the dark. Her presence filled the hallway, swallowing the light and making everything feel heavy and dark. I stumbled backward, too terrified to even scream, not knowing what to do next. I ran to the front door. It was locked. I slammed my fists against it, screaming, but it didn't even make a sound. The windows. Same thing. I banged on them till my palms went numb, but no one was there. Not a single neighbor, not a single car, just quiet, like the whole world had stopped. I turned back to the nursery and my stomach dropped. The crib was empty. The baby was gone. I could hear him crying. But it wasn't coming from the crib. It was closer, right behind me. I spun around. She was there. Wet black hair plastered to her pale face, dripping onto the floor. Her dress clung to her like it was alive. I could feel the air around me growing heavier, like the room itself was pressing in on me. Every shadow stretched, curling toward me, creeping along the walls and floors. I stumbled backward, trying every door, every window, locked. Every single exit I had counted on was gone. My own house had turned into a trap. I pressed myself against the wall, my knees shaking so badly I could barely stand. My heart thumping so hard against my chest with fear that it was hard to breathe. I could hear her moving, soft, wet, dragging sounds across the floor. I wanted to scream, but nothing came out from my mouth. And then, just for a second, I caught movement in the corner of my eye. She was closer than I thought, or maybe I had been too slow to notice. She was smiling, but not a normal smile. It was cold, unnatural, dead, like she was hunting me and she was enjoying it. I was totally frozen. Every part of me screamed to run, but there was no way out. I couldn't pinpoint where she was, just that she was nowhere and everywhere. And waiting. Just then, the door opened and the parents came home. I rushed them into the room, already prepared to explain the events that took place. To my surprise, everything looked normal. The baby was asleep, peaceful, safe. I kept telling myself I'd imagined what happened, that I was tired, that fear had gotten the better of me. But I knew I could still feel her in the corners of the room, watching, waiting. The shadows didn't sit right anymore, like they were leaning toward me just slightly. There was a faint dripping sound somewhere in the house. I remember thinking a pipe must be leaking, but I couldn't find where it was coming from. I didn't look back, I was too afraid to. I just stood there, nodding when the parents spoke to me, pretending everything was fine while my skin felt cold and tight, like the air had shifted whenever she moved past me. Years later, I finally told my aunt about that night. She didn't interrupt me once. When I finished, she went quiet. Then she asked me questions I hadn't told anyone before, about the wet hair, the white dress, the smell of damp air, the way the baby went silent. She told me there was a name for something like that, something our elders used to warn us about. A spirit of a woman who died wrongly while giving birth, who comes back drawn to newborns, and to the girls left alone to protect them. A Pontianak. I laughed at first. I wanted to. I went to do more research on what she told me, but the more I read, the more my stomach sank. Every detail matched. The dripping, the cold, the way she watched instead of rushing. Years have passed since my encounter. I am grown up now with a baby of my own. Even now, when I hear my baby cry late at night or smell damp air where there shouldn't be any, I feel that same presence behind me. And sometimes when the room is quiet and the lights are off, I hear it again. Soft, wet, and close to my ear. You weren't the one I came for, but you're the one I remember.